James McCormick, CEO, Cloudastructure, Inc., Greg Smitherman, CFO. Ticker symbol is CSAI. Always great to have these two gentlemen in studio.
You know what's interesting is that our companies, and we don't specifically interview just public companies on this program. No, but you guys never get to see that stuff.
Right.
Because and I thought, you know, what are these guys either run out of the room. Never come back.
We didn't move an inch.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Hey, real quickly, coming up in just a few minutes, we've got Ed Burnett. Describe Ed Burnett real for us, because he's going to join us.
Sure. He's an executive advisor to the company, and he is our subject matter expert on all things related to security, and just a valuable, tremendous asset for the company.
Well, we're going to give him a big pile of time because I want to talk to him as well. Can we expand on that verticals that you were talking about a little bit?
Yeah.
Because when you guys first started this company and first thought about joining the company, creating everything, it was a one-trick pony, and the one-trick pony is pretty impressive. Did you ever think in terms of, and then we'll figure out as it comes up, we'll have verticals, or were these verticals kind of present from the very beginning?
More the former than the latter, right? Which was multifamily, as we've talked about. Huge market. But this type of a solution, there's obviously applicability for it, right? Either in the fixed format or some of the mobile stuff we've talked about previously. So we knew it was coming. We just needed a little more time and some more resources to go and attack it. Would you agree?
Yes, and you've got to get, as you're building your business, you got to get traction somewhere, and you can spread it out. And we did try a few, sniffed around a couple of different things and figured out that multifamily was a place where we could make a great landing start and then springboard from there to other.
And that's part of the relationship you two have as CEO, CFO, in terms of it's not just shepherding revenue and existing expenses. It's about what is the best use of our time and resources, and of course talents moving forward. Correct.
And when to start diversifying, and when to start picking a new segment, and where do you put your dollars?
Sure.
And you got to put, as they like to say, put a lot of wood behind that arrow.
Speaking of wood, talk about contractors. Talk about as a vertical. Talk about logistics and transportation as a vertical and stuff like that.
So we love logistics and transportation for a variety of reasons. If I might, I'd like to save some of those statistics and conversation for when Ed comes on, but we love it. We absolutely love it. Because
if you think in terms of expanding the mass residential sort of area that you're going in, is there also room for a commercial sort of retail? Think Gelson's Markets. Think Save-On or CVS drugstores and stuff like that. Because it seems like there's enough security surrounding some things, but there's so many gaps in things like that, including banks.
So here's what we would say. We're in active contract negotiations on a number of commercial properties, right? Why? It's not protecting the inside of the facility. It's the exterior, right? Particularly after hours from two standpoints. One, trying to stop people trying to get egress into the facility after hours and doing whatever they do. But more importantly, think about employees. The ones that are shutting down the business, right, locking the doors, dark parking lots, protecting them, making sure they're safe, right, when they're done with their workday.
Is Ed here and mic'd up? Because I'm going to bring him on early. Ed, come over here for a second, and because I think for us, it's a natural progression into things like cargo theft and things like the financial impact of this stuff. Good to have you, man.
Thanks.
See, don't you? Mike just jumped up. Doesn't it feel like law enforcement's in the room?
We thank him for his service, served in the Army, and he's also a Golden Hurricane, former quarterback, University of Tulsa.
How do you feel about that?
Pretty stoked. Man.
Well, okay. Mike is nationally recognized as a sideline reporter for NFL and such, and a sports guy. But if you walk in here from Kansas City, you're in trouble. You're not.
Okay.
It's all over.
Even though he and I have been on San Diego radio for 35 years, not to mention the national stuff. He's such a homer for the Raiders, which I'll ever understand. Tell us about yourself and where you fit in, and talk about the company from your perspective a little bit.
Sure. So I am a security executive and risk management expert for a Global 50 Fortune 500 company, and it's 30 years of experience in all forms of security, whether it's investigations, physical security, risk management, compliance. Anything that you can think of that falls in the security world, I've had experience with that.
I want to ask you something real quick about that. As a whole, okay, in terms of risk management, how are we doing in this country in terms of risk management in all forms? How is the rest of the world doing? Because I feel that we're probably sorely lacking, and I think you probably feel the same way, but I could be wrong.
Well, I think it depends on what vertical you're speaking to, right? I think if you're looking at, if you're going to look at terrorism in that context, then I think we're doing really well. I think there's a lot of things that are going on in the country that nobody knows about, but the government is on top of that to protect the people.
Stay right here. We're going to keep you for the next break. I'm going to get you started so we don't waste any time in the next segment for all the stuff we have to ask you about.
Cloudastructure Inc., ticker symbol CSAI. James, Greg, and Ed in studio with us, talking about, sorry about it.
Yeah. Are you having a heart attack?
No, I just,
oh, hold on.
My arms are.
Okay, there you go, Mike. You better now?
I had buffalo wings for lunch.
No, that wasn't it. Pretty sure I know what it was.